My repair job this week is a Citroen C3 Picasso. You see it's got some damage there to the wing. I'm not even going to bother messing about trying to repair that. I'm just going to put a new wing on. I'm going to repair this little bit on the door, just pull that out, a little bit of filler in there, a bit of primer, and then I'll blow that door in as well. I've got the new wing down here already, so I ordered that ready before the car come in. I got that prepped up and in primer last night. 2 primers for that wing. I'll just give it a dust over with that first. And then I primed it with this U-Pol power can. It's like a high build aerosol primer. So that's as good as any. I could have mixed some up and put it on in the gun, but it's pointless really. It's not worth cleaning the gun out. You get these cans here. They're spot on really for something like that. So I'm going to crack on and strip this car down, and then I'm going to repair that door. I've just put a couple of axle stands under there. Give it a good push to make sure it's nice and safe. Now I'll carry on with the strip down. So I'll remove this wing liner first. Now I've got the wing liner out, I'm probably going to have to undo some of the bolts on this bumper to release that and possibly take the headlight out. So I'll need to do that first to remove the wing. That bumper just unclips off there, so it's just clipped onto this bracket. So what I've done is I've just I've lifted it up, lifted this up, and then pulled it out, and it's just unclipped. Not a lot holding that on. Looks quite loose. Whether there's some bits missing, some screws or clips or something missing, I don't know. There you go, look. So them fixings underneath, they've snapped off on that bumper. Someone's been at this job before. It's definitely had an accident before because the panels aren't the same colour. So I can see that bonnet's a different colour to that wing. Also, it's slightly different to the bumper. You can see it more outside. Wonder if this light will do something. You can see with the light on it, there's like more of a green in the wing. The bonnet's got more of sort of a purpley bluey colour in it. I'll just have to see how close I can get it with the paint that they send out to me. So I'm not going to do that bumper. It's not worth doing. They're always a different colour anyway. I'll just blend it through that door best I can. The bonnet will be what it'll be. I won't be blending the bonnet or anything like that. It's not worth it. It's a different colour already anyway. These clips want to come out next. That's just unclipped and pulled forward there. Plenty of room. So I'll get the headlight out the way next. 10mm there, one there, and there's one on this end up over. That's the headlight out. There's not much to them, is there, once you start stripping them down? I'll get that wing off next. So we've got a couple of 10 mils there. 10 mils there, but this is just a bracket, so the wing's fastened to this. I'll have to drill these rivets out of here and take this off, and then have a look behind there. That wing might be just riveted to that bracket. I'll have to have a look though. Probably going to be something behind here. Take that out the way. Yeah, we've got a 10 mil behind there. Deep 10 mil. Nicely done. So the wing's not come with this bracket on. Bit of a shitter really. Bit stupid that you'd have to order like a separate bit of a bracket. They should have made that part of the wing, to be honest. Or they should have made like a bracket that it would sort of bolt on, bolt off, rather than this daft riveting thing here. So that's the new wing. So I'll have to rivet that bracket to this wing or bolt it on. They look quite big holes on this, so it'll be interesting. I'll see when I get that bracket off. There was no way them rivets were going to drill out of there, not with a pin still in them. So the best thing to do is to just grind them off. We'll get this out. Don't know if there's out behind here. There is, look, hidden 10 mil. So I'll undo that and the two in there, and it should come off. Best make sure this is released first. Free. Should be just this 10 mil now, and then it should be off. Right, now that wing's off, I'm going to tidy all this shit up, and then I'm going to do the repair on the door. I'm just going to pull that door damage out now with a slide hammer. So that's a slide hammer down there. And you'll notice I've taped the end up so it doesn't damage the back of the door. So if you can see that, just wrap some tape around the end of there so when I'm pulling, it doesn't damage the back of the door. I'm just going to panel that up a bit now with a hammer and dolly, just to get it a bit straighter. Put the dolly there again. I've put tape on it just to protect the back of the door. I'm just going to push that in there. And give it a panel on that edge. That doesn't feel too far away, that. I'll try the wing and see what it's like with the wing on. What I didn't notice before, because the wing had actually pulled out the bottom, is we've got these two 10mm here as well. So I've loosened them off now for the wing to just slide under them. Got that fastened on. The gaps are not looking too bad down the door. Sand that out, a bit of filler in there, prime it, and that door will be ready for paint. So I'll paint that with the wing. It's not looking great up here. Gap's a bit wide there. You can see that hole doesn't line up very well there at the back. I have to bend that bit of tab at the wing, just bend that way a bit, maybe file a little bit out of the hole. I'll have a mess on with that before I paint it. I'm going to have to strip the door down, aren't I? Remove that mirror. So that's another job I need to do. It should be quite straightforward on this. Looks like it's dropping a bit, that door. It's definitely had some work before. This side's been painted before as well. I think I'll see if that wing can go just a bit more forward before I paint it. I've just bent the back of that wing and fastened it back on down there. You see that gap's much better. I've just elongated those cutouts on the bottom of the wing, so that'll allow me to move the wing forwards, opening up the gap along the bottom of the door. So when the door's opening and closing, it'll be further away from the wing. I'll spray a bit of Isopan aerosol primer on there now. Then I'll give the wing a wet flat off with some 800 and it'll be ready for paint. Get a bit of filler in here now. So take that back. Get a bit of filler in here. I'll go in the house and have a sandwich for my dinner. while that goes off. I've had my dinner now, so I'm just going to knock this down. Right, the filler work is complete, and I've now got the car masked off, ready for some primer. So I've mixed up some 2K primer in the gun. I'm going to put this on just now, but I'm going to put the fan on first because it stinks. So if you're wondering what that red light is, it's the heat lamps. So I just put them on there between the coats and it'll get the primer going off a bit quicker. Got the final coat on there now. Just going to leave the heat lamps on there for 25 minutes, half an hour. Let that go off nice and hard, and then that door can be prepped up ready for paint. So after the repair was high build primed, I took it back with a 240 on a disc, and then it was wet flatted with some 800. After that, I masked the side up, and it's now ready for paint. I wouldn't normally have left that mirror on there, but it's got a daft long 13mm in it. I can't get an extension on, so I'm just going to leave it on. This is an older car. It'll be fine anyway. It'll be a good enough job with that left on there. It's well masked off. I can get the paint behind it, no problem. The wings on the stand, that's ready to be painted. And also, there were some scratches on the mirror cap, so I'm going to do that as well. I've just cleaned that door down with some degreaser. I've cleaned the wing and the mirror cap as well. So the car, it's all masked off. The fan's on, the heat's on, the room's nice and warm. I've got me paint mixed in the gun. So that's an Annis Iwata LS400 Pininfarina. Mint guns come in a set. I've got the lacquer gun as well, but I won't be using that one to lacquer this. I'll be using a different Annis Iwata gun to lacquer this job. So I'm just going to give it a tack off, and then I'm going to put the first coat on. Job's all painted now. Coming this morning, I've put the wing on. So the reason why I put the wing on is to wet flat it. It's easier to wet flat the wing on the car. I'll be wet flatting both panels, the door and the wing, get any bits out of the paintwork, and then I'll polish it back up. Got some clean water and some wet flatting paper. Flatten this down some 1500. I'll put you out your misery and I'll fast forward to the polishing because it takes a long time to wet flat all this paintwork. I've got the side of the car all flatted down, so now I'm going to give it a buff up with a polisher. As you can see, I've got that all polished up now. Next job is to get it demasked and then continue putting it back together. Don't you just love it when the rivets do that? I can only hope this bracket's in the right place. It's a better fit than what it was. Best give it a wax oil. She's done. Trim's on, dirt shield's in, giving it a bit of a clean down that side. Look at the sheen on that. Let's just check the lights. How they work. And they work. That'll do me. I'll get this out in the morning, I'll give it a wash off, it can go back to the customer. Job's a carrot. Well, that's it for this video. If you've not subscribed already, please do. I've got lots more great content coming to the channel, and also you'll be in with a chance to win one of my fantastic prizes in my Christmas draw. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.